Hello， 大家好，欢迎收看我的视频，我叫Luigi。Hold on, no, I'm not the CEO shooter from the US. I'm not Italian, and I'm definitely not the brother of Mario. 我是比利时人，目前住在中国，我学中文学了差不多7年半了。But let me warn you, studying Chinese is not what you think it is. And if you're not prepared for these hard truths, you might regret even starting. And that is why today I'm going to give you guys 3 hard truths about studying Chinese that basically no one else is talking about. So make sure to watch until the end because this video is going to be packed with everything you need to know about learning the Chinese language. 对了，如果你对中国或者中国文化感兴趣的话，我邀请你来看看我的主页，上面有很多我跟中国本地人交流的视频。That being said, make sure to leave a like down below and then let's start with number 1. The first hard truth, the more you learn, the harder it gets. I know it sounds contradictory, but this is the biggest truth by far. I've been studying Chinese for over 7 years now, and I always thought that at some day I would be able to tell myself, wow, I sound like a native speaker now. But this is not true at all. You see, when you're a beginner, the progress is very obvious, and it feels like you're learning very quickly. But once you get to an advanced level, you realize how far away native fluency actually is. And I'll give you guys some examples. If you have basic knowledge of the Chinese language, you'll know that there are 1,000 ways to say the same thing, but the meanings are always slightly different. I think by now I already know more than 10 different expressions for the word confused or shocked. I'm not joking. You can stop now, okay? It's not funny anymore. I'm serious. Wait, what did I do? Another example is the sheer number of different dialects and accents there are in China. You might think you've achieved fluency in your own country, but then you come to China and realize you barely understand anything of what these people are saying. Like this one time, I had a taxi driver here in Chengdu and I couldn't understand a word of what he was saying because he only spoke Sichuan dialect. I kept telling him, please speak slower and speak more standard Chinese. But I guess he felt like it was a sign to speak even faster and more difficult to understand. I'm sure some of you can relate to this. That day, I realized something important. Being textbook fluent is not the same as being fluent in real life. I can keep giving you guys examples, but I think you get my point here, which is that studying Chinese is a never-ending process. So does that mean you should just give up or not start studying at all? Well, of course not. The truth is, you don't need to be like a native speaker to communicate effectively. And this also brings us to my second point, which is your goals matter more than fluency. Instead of chasing an impossible goal, focus on practical fluency. Being able to understand what's being said and express yourself clearly. And once you get to that level, you can still decide whether or not you want to keep studying and improving your language skills. You have to ask yourself these questions as well. Why do you want to learn Chinese? Is it for travel? Is it for business? Or do you just want to learn about another culture? Depending on the answer, your goals might be very different than from other people. If you're someone who just wants to travel to China, for example, having basic Chinese skills is more than enough in my opinion, and you don't need 7 years for that. Nope. You don't need 7 years, only like
6.5.
No, I'm just kidding, guys. Native speaker level fluency is something only a very small number of learners will actually achieve in their life. Take me, for example. My goal is indeed to become as fluent as I possibly can in this lifetime. But even though I've been learning for 7 years and consider myself quite fluent, I still don't see myself as someone who has native speaker level. But that is also why I'm so persistent on speaking Chinese in 90% of my videos. I always try to use new words or new ways of expressing certain things. However, I also know that I should be proud of what I've achieved already. And if you're someone who is able to communicate effectively, even if it's not perfect at all, then you should be proud too. In the end, learning Chinese shouldn't be about comparing ourselves to others. And definitely don't compare yourself to Ta Shan the genius. If you don't know who he is, he's a Canadian who became famous in China for his excellent Chinese. But instead, you should compare yourself to where you were when you just started learning. Last but not least, number 3, characters are a lifelong struggle. 就像我刚刚说的一样，学习中文是一个无穷无尽的过程。某些人认为学了1000多个字以后，他们的中文就能达到自己幻想中的水平，但现实完全不是这样。实际上，就连母语者也经常会忘记怎么写一些汉字，因为汉字实在是太多了。But don't be discouraged, guys. As I mentioned earlier, you should determine your goal before you start learning. If you can master around 1,000 to 1,500 500 high-frequency characters in this lifetime, you can already read most signs, subtitles, menus, and you can communicate without too much struggle. And for most learners, this is a goal that's totally realistic and still super useful in daily life. So instead of being discouraged about the numbers of characters in existence, you should be positive about the fact that you don't need them all to be part of one of the most amazing languages in the world. So guys, what I want you to take away from this video is that you should set realistic goals for yourself when you start studying Chinese. Don't aim too high from the beginning. I can promise you all that even basic Chinese will make your life in China way easier. Studying Chinese is definitely something that opened my eyes to a whole new world, enriched my life, and has given me a whole lot of new opportunities. No matter how tough it was and still is, learning Chinese was the best decision I ever made. And if you're thinking about learning it too, trust me, it will change your life. I truly hope this video has encouraged you. And if you want me to make more videos like this, then please leave a comment down below, make sure to like and subscribe, and then we'll see each other in the next episode. Alright guys, see y'all, thank you.